And also, we know we want to add Birthing Ritual to the deck, so let's just like it's like this. We're not in the territory of we just want to do the cool thing. I think the deck was interesting enough. It's just earned another round. So I'm interested in going down a land. Probably 18 is a good number. 17 could be okay because like one land Aether Vial hands are also pretty fine. I think I think I'm kind of interested in like maybe going down 4 Free Blades. Can we possibly play 4 Earth Kingdom Protectors? Protecting the South Pole Voyager just seemed pretty good. Down a land classic. I do think we kind of curve. I guess the return to the Rally of the Ancestors is kind of high in the curve. Although it's possible we could go down to 6 of these big effects. I don't know. I'm not sure about the number here of these big things. Also, I think it's probably good to also try the just 4 mana return all 2 drops. Did the guides ever produce mana? Yeah, the Great Guide Divides were good. They produced mana, yes. Yeah, I think we're gonna say 18 lands and cut a rally, and then what is the other return 2 drop card? Yeah, to me it seems like I still want these in. Like they seem good with the Birthing Rituals. I'm not gonna play Collected Company. It's not gonna happen. The Birthing Ritual is better than Collected Company. Y'all are so silly with Collected Company. It's just not. It's not immortal. So no, there's a 4 mana return all mana value 2 or less. No, it's not Raise the Past. Is it? Is it Raise the Past? Maybe it is. I think it is. I think I thought it was. I thought earlier, and then it still is. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of a good split because we have the Birthing Rituals as like extra payoffs now, and then in theory they grab you more Voyagers to dig deeper. Maybe that's not what happens in practice. Seems okay. I think I also do not want to play any more Wrathless guys in the sideboard. They seem kind of unnecessary. Sanctifier is mostly for like Reanimator and Soul Herder. I think I'll play a third in the sideboard. All right, on the play, new round. Get to test out Birthing Ritual. Nice Birthing Ritual hand too. Was Sanctifier good? It wasn't really that relevant this league, but in theory, like I think Soul Trader is like it covers Soul Trader and it covers Reanimator, which are 2 bases I'd like to get covered. That's about it. Good talking this side. So at the moment, I think no anti-affinity cards is what I want to try. Because to me, it seems like our normal plan seems very, very good against affinity. And so I want to test that theory and just not sideboard in the matchup and see how that goes. And then if it feels like we need sideboards, we can sideboard. But at the moment, I just feel like we don't need to. Second main phase, Inquisition. Probably taking my Birthing Ritual. Reading the cards, though. The pace of play from our opponents has been tough this this stream. I mostly would just recommend not ever playing Alt Armor's Call these days. It's just like that card is almost just 2 mana lose the game. It's so slow. I like finding more Excavator is kind of nice, but it's like I would rather play Collected Company. I'd rather play Birthing Ritual. I'd rather play Imperial Recruiter in our Aether Vial deck. It's I don't know. Now wants to cut a vial to 3. Not me. Not me. Don't think I'm gonna crack the canopy. I'm a little bit worried about Bowmaster. They graveyard another Thoughtseize. Maybe 2 canopies will be even better. Maybe. We already added a lot of grind. Already added a lot of grind to the deck. Is Renegade Rallier an ally? I don't think it is. One thing about sacking the canopy this turn also would have been you'd be weaker too. Not drawing a Birthing Ritual, not being able to cast it. No, I haven't tried the mono black K command airship deck. Could possibly still play it today. I would like to before the showcase tomorrow, if possible. Dealing 2 damage to the lieutenant and killing my Aether Vial. So thankfully we have a backup Aether Vial. And also we have this. I don't know why they didn't just let the trigger resolve, although, you know, new deck confusion, I guess, always strikes. Paid actor, ha ha ha. But K-Command, 3 mana kill an Aether Vial now. Very classic, like Thalia's Lieutenant versus K-Command turn. At this point, we'll sack a Canopy. And then we go Aether Vial in, South Pole Voyager. Then return an Earth King's Lieutenant since we've got 2 rallies. This seems fine to do. We also get to draw a card off the South Pole Voyager and get the Thalia's Lieutenant trigger. Surveil off the Flooded Strand. Get in for 9. Thank you, Jabbins, for the 46 months. Hope you're doing well. The 2 vials gonna be thinking about Merfolk because it's still a viable deck in Modern. No, I mean, it hasn't been viable for like a year, maybe. So you know, just not a deck I would really consider. I think I think the deck has not done well in the tournaments. Maybe since pre-Image 3. Maybe every once in a while it's done well. Yeah, glad we left in the Lieutenants. How about Goblins? Goblins is on my list of decks I think has potential to be really good if Boros ever like gets a ban. It's just one of these decks that like just gets nauseated at the thought of playing against Boros though. Well, I guess we'll just go unearth our Earth King's Lieutenant. Spike, you want to add Urza Saga to your mid-range deck? What about Urza Saga in this mid-range deck? What if we played Urza Saga? Boros has got several bans already. Well, I think since it's been a year, we could I probably don't have to preface every conversation with Boros with that. All right, so let's bring in the third Raise the Past. Do I want to bring in Sanctifier en-Vec against their Rakdos deck? I guess so. Yeah, maybe just cutting the guide divides in this matchup where they've got all this removal. Although, honestly, I guess if they have, if I'm cutting, I guess I have 27 creatures. Yeah, let's try this. Warden Instigator Arena Glory has impressed the fuck out of me. I'm really surprised to hear you say that. Warden Instigator Arena of Glory was something I was really excited about. Not that long after MH3, it was something I spent like 3 hours figuring out my Goblins deck with Warden Arena. I get so excited to boot it up. The very first game I play, I'm on the play with Warren Arena. I'm so excited. My opponent goes turn 1 Ocelot Pride, and I'm like, what? Turn 1 Ocelot Pride. My entire deck, I can't win. You know, it was nauseating. It's like if Boros goes Guide Pride or Discharge on turn 1, even if you're on the play with the combo, you just can't win. And then it's also a Lava Dart format. It's just so tough. You cut 3 or 4 Birthing Ritual to be fair. And against Rakdos mid-range? What are we talking about? Jund mid-range. Jund Saga they're playing. Don't have enough Aether Vials. Sicko game. I mean, in this matchup, it's kind of hard to mulligan. You get rid of 6th. No, don't kill my Aether Vial. To be fair, I used to run 1 main, 3-side, bring them in on the matchups you'd want them on 4 main. What card are we talking about now? The Ward Instigators? I don't know, just again, the whole like for me it's just a hard card to get excited about. I wish I was excited for it. There's something with mono red conduit with Urza Saga Fable Roku. I need a banner that says, "What the hell, Phyrexian Crusader?" That's not what the banner should say. I can't believe I boarded out my guide against the Phyrexian Crusader deck. I guess I have some blue creatures. I've lost my train of thought. I just need a banner on the screen that says we are not building today. We are not building mid-range Urza Saga decks. It's not on the docket. Quick reg with the 2 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you for the 2 months. Mid-range Urza Saga decks again, not on the menu. Maybe one day again. All right, I'm taking 2 poison. They got a Nile Spellbomb. Pretty good against me. Am I really bringing in my Guide Divides again to block Phyrexian Crusader? Be pretty, not too bad. Yeah, they're playing Jund Saga. And we're getting in there. We can play our whole hand at instant speed. I think I might like to not... I could get it for 1 extra damage, but... It seems a little bit more interesting to maybe make them use a discard spell. Will I build a VV deck? Is VV an ally? Is that why you I keep getting asked about VV? VV doesn't go in allies. We have built VV decks. I was thinking about playing VV with the blue Avatar Saga. I think the Legend of Karuk. VV isn't an ally. Okay, I guess I'm curious why people are asking about VV. Like, to me, it felt like we like more or less solved VV Cauldron. We got really close to solving VV Cauldron, if not just feeling like we got there. And so you can look at those VV Cauldron builds. I would recommend them. We've played a lot of them. Maybe y'all missed them. It's like 3 people have asked me about VV today. I would just love to play against a player that's like 10% faster than this. Thanksgiving was good. Esther's parents came over. It was fun. I think Jared's talking about the blue avatar card and the last Is It. The blue avatar card in Is It Metalcraft deck. I was wondering about VV. You're going to have to do better than blue avatar card. Or is it the blue avatar saga? The one I was talking about too? All right, not doing a lot into this Nile Spellbomb. Went down to 7 life, losing the race pretty hard. Is there any world in which you could revisit Emeria? So, as far as Emeria goes, Emeria is the kind of card that you kind of incidentally play, potentially. I think it's never been a card that it was like good to like build your plan A around. But I think like you could somehow be a deck that's interested in playing the card. I guess it's technically better to save the token because our non-token return stuff. Although with the Nile Spellbomb in play, I'm not sure how true that is. Doesn't kill their Phyrexian Crusader. That's just good deck building. Although maybe saving this was better with a top deck Birthing Ritual. Maybe playing to that's better. Okay, and then they Fatal Push my Earth King's Lieutenant. Don't know that they can get bold enough to attack if I have a creature to Violin. It's pretty deadly for them. Although I guess maybe like the scariest one, Earth King's Lieutenant, maybe I would have done that in response to Pyroclasm, right? Attempt to return the token to crack the bomb. Raise the Past is a sorcery, and it costs 4 mana, which I don't have. Well, I can't block. Let's attack. Probably going to game 3. Should this deck just be playing Thalia's Lieutenant? I mean, you could over like Ondu Cleric. I think you have all humans. I don't think that plan's great. I'm enjoying mostly being a combo deck. I think I'm interested in cutting 1 or 2 Raise to the Past if they're gonna have graveyard hate. Maybe they're gonna have that much. Great Divide Guide is a green 2/3 against Phyrexian Crusader. Oh, the first strike means it's not a good block. Of course. How could I have been so foolish? My opponent reveals a pick your poison with Bloodbraid Elf. They love it when I drop the caverns. We wanted to go down to land, and we wanted to add a Horizon Canopy because we got flooded really bad. Don't know if I've got outs here. Cocoa Owls. I mean, Birthing Rituals has got to be better than Collected Company. All right, we're at 21, but we're at 8 infect. All right, that's the top deck, right? This could find us a blocker of the appropriate color. It seems fine to attack with this token. I guess it has to be an excavator because we don't have any guides in the deck. Let's build them, see a little bit what's going on here. Although this is only a mill for 1. This is a 1/3 that's blue, so we can block the Crusader for 2 turns with this. The Nile Spellbomb thwarting all of my plans, though. Their main phase cracking the Spellbomb, digging for an answer to the Excavator to win the game. We're going to be plus 10 minutes on the clock any second now. Dude, Mind Collapse is great against us. Okay, so we are down a game. I forgot we have Sanctifier. Oh no, Sanctifier is also it's protected from. You know, I kind of don't think the Sanctifier plan. I think I just want to keep more allies in the deck. And also having another blocker for the Crusader seems kind of nice. But it just doesn't seem like we're going to get beat down. Maybe we don't want to be playing these at all. Let's keep this. I'm going to lead on planes so I can protect my Guide Divide maybe. As Modern recovered, is Phyrexian Crusader a top tier threat once again? I mean, Crusader is kind of an interesting angle against Boros and Prowess. Pretty slow, though. Typically, I would like Graveyard Trespasser instead. No discard spell? Probably want to Halimar Excavator this turn. I think it's good to try to go Divide into another spell if you can. Although my opponent may just kill the Protector here. Don't know if that changes my line. I guess it probably makes the Divide Guide the better play. Since it's going to be very difficult for me to play it into another spell. The Arf Excavator is so good. It's solid for sure. I don't know what's going on in the background. All right, the main phase terminate, the Guide, Divide. Let's see what my top card is, if I want to mill it or not. I guess we can surveil it if we if we want to mill it. Yeah, I guess we'll surveil that in the yard for the Raise the Pass that we're hoping could fire off here. Mill ourselves for 1. We mill another Excavator. Raise the Past has four juicers in the yard. We'll see if they've got a Nile Spellbomb. They do have a basic forest, 5 other cards in their hand. They go and they play the Nile Spellbomb. Boo. Maybe we start milling them all natural. They've got 4 cards over there. Seems like I would like to maybe force the action on the Spellbomb, play a South Pole Voyager, and then target something with my Return to the Ranks to force the action. Gonna be milling them though, since they're gonna be spellbombing me. Could be kind of bad if they kill one of my things in response to a trigger, I suppose. Alright, so got the spell bomb. We're getting pretty close to plus 10 minutes on the clock. They've got 5 cards in their hand, and every game action is a journey. Goodbye, Earth King's Lieutenant. I guess another advantage of Raise the Past over Rally the Ancestors. 4 mana against Inquisition of Kozilek. Exiling a couple more of your cards seems worse than giving looks at Nethergoyf. Maybe. We've already taken the action, I guess. I feel like I am worried about running out of threats in these kind of matchups. We haven't seen another Nethergoyf yet either. I think I'm probably not attacking. I'm going to play the Earth Kingdom Protectors. Hopefully we get to mill ourselves for 3. Is the opponent playing Cube? I don't know. They're playing Jund Saga, so it's possible this is their first time playing Magic Online in a bit. We mill an Ondu Cleric and a South Pole Voyager, so barring extra graveyard hate, this Raise the Past would be pretty juicy. Could be kind of interesting to like sack the Earth Kingdom Protector before the Raise to the Past to get extra triggers. Oh, Cub, not Cube. We haven't seen Cub, no. Their build seems pretty pre-MH3. I don't know that we've seen a post-MH3 card yet. The Crusader is kind of like Boros metagame card, but besides that, it's like pre-MH3 Jund Saga. They guessing Bloodbraid Elves and stuff. 18 lands, 2 canopies. We're already playing 18 lands. So I don't know where the -1 Raise the Past is going. Do you usually need multiple Raise the Past effects to win? In these grindy games, sometimes you need the second one. We're playing 6 in the main. I feel like that's a fine number, especially with the especially on 17. No, we have 18. We have 18 lands. We have 2 Raise the Past. We have 4 Return to the Ranks. What is their hand that they play out might pass? I don't know. It's their pace of play makes it to where I like trying to figure out what their hand is kind of boring. It seems like they have something. Their speed of play is tough to focus with. Oh yeah, Surveil Land, sure. Or were they before MH3? No, Murders was after MH3, right? It does kind of look like an Avatar card. Maybe we're gonna get K commanded. I really truly just want them to do anything. Surveillance were pre-image 3 that came out with Leyland Sign. Huh, I thought Murders was after. Any thoughts to playing the 3-drop that doubles ally trigger? Super powerful, the standard version. I think too fragile. Does she have this? It's Katara, right? Katara, I don't think even has 4 toughness. And like three mana cards that just die to Flage for no value, I tend to think are not really starters. Alright, they're responding to this trigger with Kolagon's command, I presume. Which doesn't really make that much sense to have waited. They have an Orcish Bowmaster. Alright, I'm just going to let that resolve, I think. I'm just happy enough to have that in the graveyard and then keep the Earth Kingdom's Protector, protect my Halimar Excavator. Do I want to attack with my creatures? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Am I okay trading this for Haywire Might and Orc Army? I guess not, actually. We do mill another Invasion Reinforcements. My opponent's having another little think here. They have 5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. They go ahead and take 5 down to 11, and the game continues. Yeah, Katara is just kind of a non-starter in Modern. Doesn't get returned by Raise to the Past or Return to the Ancestors. It 3 mana, 3/3 that dies to Flage. It's just not a consideration. Would be very cool if it was in play and didn't die. They look at all their 1/1s and they look at the 2/2, then they go to the second main phase, and then we draw the 4th land? No, we draw the second Raise the Past. Well, not a lot has changed about the board. I think I am kind of interested in not letting this die to Endurance, but then I remember I have the Earth Kingdom Protector, so fine to get in. No Endurance, presumably. They chump with the Orc. I don't really know what their hand can be. Possibly more Inquisitions. But it would be hard for it to be 3 Inquisitions. They've got 3 cards in their hand. They're missing land drops, and they're not playing creatures, and they're not playing removal spells. Yeah, should not have cut the land. Flooded every game. Lastly, cut the land. Could not hit the 4th one. Although we can also draw a Guide to cast the Raise the Past Year. Almost feels like we are. We could mill ourselves this turn. It's fine. Dark Confidants. I would not play Dark Confidant in this modern format, but it's not the worst suggestion. I cooked an Legend Metro going, yeah, just one of the slowest players we've ever played against. Is what it is. And these games too were like I'm top decking, playing 1 spell a turn. My opponent hasn't played a spell in 2 turns, and they're just taking the slow. It's just I long for the rope on Arena. I long. Can we cut Ondu Cleric, call this humans? Cleric's been really, really good, so I guess not. I just don't know how they have 4 cards in their hand. Presumably they are all spells. And and they're just chump. Maybe I guess they could have a sweeper here. What they do also have is 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. They lightning bolts my protector. I'm gonna go and try to protect this from like a damnation. I hate the rope on Arena. What I don't like about the rope is you can't play combo decks really, but besides that, I'm a pretty big fan. All right, we are still struggling. I'm gonna go and play this out, but we've been trying to draw the 4th land for like 30 minutes. This feels. The 4th land will win the game if we can draw it. It will win the game immediately with the Halimar the Excavators. The Great Divide Guide is also game-winning top deck. My opponent has a Ridden 6 here on turn 9. I guess we might as well sack this to play around another copy of Molten Collapse. You can play combo decks on Arena. They can't take a million clicks. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we draw the only other Surveil land, but we do find land number 4. Don't let anybody tell you we didn't draw land number 4 this game. I think it's better to save the 1-drop for 2 ally combo. I wanted to be able to draw this card, and I'm gonna be sick. Gonna be sick. Yeah, but I wanted to draw the guide. This is literally that College Humor YouTube video. Line piece. We have time to watch the video, maybe. This is literally the. But it's a 2 life here.
Master of blocks. The time has come for another round.
Yes, en-Vec, the perfect first piece.
We stand in awe, your eternal wisdom. Swear.
Oh, as you wish, my lord.
Shall he nest us in the bosom of the L-block? Or reverse L-block?
As you wish, my lord.
Difficult, but believe this mortal can handle it. T-block. Rather coming, my lord. This mortal is wise.
This is. We've been trying to draw a land for like 8 turns, the 4th land for 8 turns.
The torture and for what? Reverse. Wiggly. T-block. Master, that's terrifying. Reverse.
Another line piece, and its glory will shine upon us all.
Swear. No. Punish it to torment. It's useless. Reverse. Wiggly. Reverse. L-block. Anything.
This is us.
Lord, you have forsaken us all. Blind faith.
Alright, sorry for that. I just had to go through, like, dying to draw a 4th land for 8 turns, something like that. And then the turn we finally do, they draw the Nile Spellbomb. And then we draw 2 more lands. It was just too perfect. Now we're finally off to the races here. Didn't really mind making my opponent wait at all. We watched the whole YouTube video, still up 13 minutes. I guess we'll go for a Earth King guy. Doesn't really matter. The trample may be relevant. Frostwind in 2 months, square piece. All right, we won that match. Won that match. Finally popping off. Painful, painful match. I think with Return to the Ranks being like so, like, and the Surveil, I think we can keep this. Is great to provide the best ally. So far, South Pole Voyager has been really, really good. The best one overall is the mill one. That one is like what enables this entire deck to function. Oh yeah, I do have a soundboard that I don't have set up anymore even, but line piece would be pretty good for it. Okay, getting a Dried Arbor. Hopefully this is a cool Cub deck. I want to see some of that in action. I'm going to graveyard that for the Return to the Ranks, of course. Another Voyager is interesting. We possibly can go, if we draw a land, we have the option to like just go Voyager, return Earth King's Lieutenant, draw 2 cards, put a bunch of counters on stuff. If it's Yawgmoth, I feel like our Yawgmoth matchup's probably awful. Looks like it is Yawgmoth. Don't have much like prismatic endings, I guess. Maybe the Celestial Purge. Graveyard to Besage you off the Surveil. We do draw the land, so we've got the option to go for the second Voyager into Earth King's Lieutenant. I think I'm interested in that. Just start drawing a ton of cards, have actual pressure in play. Seems like the move. They also might like Agatha's Soul Cauldron to turn off Return to the Ranks anyways. I wonder if we can gain enough life that they can't combo me. That actually could be somewhat realistic, right? Like, Ondu Cleric gains a ton of life. Ashiok probably good enough. I feel a lot of the builds aren't even playing Court of Calling. I don't actually think Ashiok is a good option. We aren't cold to the infinite life combos that they have, which is something. They do graveyard a Young Wolf, Ballista, Grist, and Bowmaster. Not sure what we're hoping to grab. They do grab the Young Wolf. If they play the Cauldron, okay, I haven't typed this out in a while. I can beat infinite life, but I will treat it as if you have infinite life and only attack to kill the rest. And then I'm going to put a little heart in there so they trust me. Right, and my opponent doesn't trust me, which is fair, I guess, and you can keep going. They definitely read it with that pause. Okay, they go up to like 32. Okay, we draw an Excavator, which is interesting. I think I'm actually going to start milling them with double invasion reinforcements. I guess if I was going to do that, I should have done more triggers here. Maybe I'm just milling them into Yogg. Maybe that's kind of problematic. I get to mill them for 12 more though. I guess we'll do that at. Could do it sorcery speak as a bowmaster. Could do it main phase. We're also just kind of likely to mill their Blood Artist too, so I think that's probably enough of a reason. Again, could have milled them for 2 more. My opponent says, "Oh, I see. They thought I was lying." Maybe. So we have to draw a couple cards. Mill them for 12 more. I don't see a Blood Artist. They have me dead next turn. Yeah, so they Cauldron the Yawgmoth, and then they can... I guess, yeah, my life total is too low. Oh yeah, the Spymaster's Vault. Well, the Spymaster's Vault can't deal me 25 damage. Yeah, but here they can ping me, then they can sack the Young Wolf, then they can go. They just vault me. Yeah, I don't think Vault works, chat. I'm at 24. I don't know if they have 24 spells. Okay. Yeah, I guess milling them was a mistake, huh? Has to have 24 lands, non-lands. Yeah, 24 non-lands, which I don't think was really possible. Okay, let's bring in the endings. Purge is, I guess, okay enough to bring in. Yeah, the clerics could be good to get out of a lot of the Young Wolf ping range. I think I was fine. No, I was deterministically dead there. I was deterministically dead. They have they draw a card each time. No, they had enough cards in their deck though. Didn't have no, they had like 30 cards in their deck, didn't they? I guess well, I'm not sure if they didn't have enough cards, but I don't think they did. I'm gonna go ahead and I think board out the lieutenants. Yeah, we have to go back, but I think they had more cards in their deck than I had in my. They had 24. Okay, so it was exactly enough. Should have double checked. They play Endurance main. Yeah, that would also do it. It was one off, but Endurance. Well, the one off that can be the last ping, right? Though, doesn't that work? Definitely a little convoluted. Interesting. Seems like we should play the Excavator still. Yeah, most of the lists have cut Wall of Roots for Cub. Okay, they rumble over 4 lands. One of them is an Arbor. 2 of them are Spymaster's Vault. The other is a Wooded Foothills. They grab the Wooded Foothills. They crack the Misty, and then they play Young Wolf. We're gonna play the Great Guide Divide. Does me being at 19 matter much? I guess it does. I guess they can't assemble Cauldron Ballista and Cauldron Yawk next turn. So we're gonna go for the mill kill next turn. Right now we have an Ondu Cleric, a Great Guide Divide, and a South Pole Voyager, so we could get back 3 allies, which would mill for a total of right now it would be 21, but if I play Invasion Reinforcements first, then that increases, and the Invasion Reinforcements also gets them. Also, we can mill ourselves and just get back more stuff too. Okay, so Badgerable Cub gives them access to 4 mana this turn. Invasion Reinforcements is free. I know. 5 mana with the spawn token. So Yogg combo can deal infinite damage. You can avoid drawing with Yawgmoth by targeting Young Wolf with Yogg's ability, then sacrificing the Wolf ability fills with never draw. Okay, that's cool. They do find Yogg here. Should be a mana short of casting it. They do choose to put 1 in their hand. Now, I'm kind of thinking about what we might like to do if they have endurance. This is kind of why I'm thinking about targeting them with like the invasion reinforcements and the Ondu Cleric. So like if I go Ondu Cleric invasion reinforcements, then I can return to the ranks 2 creatures still. And at that point, I'll have milled 5, and then I'll have milled 12. 5 plus 12 is 17. And then a return to the ranks x equals 2 would be another 18. So it seems like not lethal, right? So it seems like we need to invasion reinforcements ourselves. Although, I wonder also, like, should we maybe go Ondu Cleric ourselves, Ondu Cleric invasion reinforcements? This would let me still return to the ranks x equals 2. And then if I find, I think I could still win the game if I find like some combination of like double invasion reinforcements or, yeah, I think that we can still win a lot of the time with the situation. And then the life gain might also be enough to play around their combos while still playing around endurance. So I think that's something I'm interested in. We also have the ability to like start milling them once we find enough. So gain 5, we mill. We do mill a South Pole Voyager. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. I keep confusing invasion reinforcements and South Pole Voyager. So now we'll play another Ondu Cleric, gain 6. Oh, gain 12, right? I forgot we have the other Ondu Cleric. So I'm going to go ahead and mill 6 more cards. We do find another Excavator, and we do find another invasion reinforcement. So it seems like I can pretty dang safely mill them here, stacking the life gain and the mill triggers last, so that the ally token that we get off the reinforcements triggers all of these for the total ally count. So mill them now. Again, this is for a lot total. And then, yeah, the... Almost feels like I... No, I don't... No, yeah, we would not have been able to mill them, I still think. If I just targeted the other ones, it was like... It would have been like 9 more? 8. Okay, I guess maybe that was it. I guess we just miscounted. That being said, I've got 64 life. They've got 8 cards in their deck, and I've got... This is still lethal. Oh, I meant to I'm targeting 2 things. Just looked weird. Okay, so we go to game 3. Very weird matchup. I think I'm going to go down an Earth Kingdom Protector for a Raise the Past, and although they're going to be bringing in more Graveyard Hate, maybe that's bad. Sure, on the draw, I guess we'll do this. Can we Cleric plus reinforcements ranks equals 3? Yeah, I maybe I didn't do a good enough job saying this, but I was again very focused on playing around endurance there because that was the only thing I lost to. Obviously, we just had to win if they had nothing, so you got to think about what they can have when they're tapped out in Modern. I'm going to keep this. We do need to draw land pretty bad, but I like having double pending. I like having invasion reinforcements plus birthing ritual. We can even maybe miss for a turn or 2. Ashiok good against Yoggers. They don't play Court of Calling anymore. Why is Ashiok good against Yawgmoth? People keep saying this. I keep saying they don't play Court of Calling, and nobody responds to me. I'm alone here, yelling at the wind. The Ashioks have left the building. Get back to me. They still play Green Sun. Is Ashiok good against Green Sun? It's Green Sun's a lot faster than Court of Calling. They do play Green Sun. Is that why you want it? I need to know. Maybe they'll attack their spawn into my Earth Kingdom Protectors here. The list I'm seeing are 3 green, so 3 cord. A lot of the ones I've seen are completely off of it. Some of them are still playing cord, but a lot of the ones I've been running into just don't have it. We haven't seen a Court of Calling yet this match, and we've seen like their entire deck too, so that should count for something probably. If I draw a land, what am I doing? Okay, I do have to figure that out. Getting the birthing ritual going seems really important. Killing the Badgermole cub also seems really important. Let's kill the cub. Do we ever not play protectors to trigger Voyager next turn? That's possibly good if we don't draw the land. We did draw the land though. Did seem like that could have been fine. Right, they graveyard a Misty Rainforest. They have a Yawgmoth? Do you have a Yawgmoth? Goodbye, Earth Kingdom Protectors. Might as well try to block. They can trade both of these for the Voyager anyways, you know. Oh, right, we should have sacked the physical draw. Shoot. Good play. So I think I'm more interested in sacking the Ondu Cleric than the Invasion Reinforcements because it's better to be able to Vial in the Invasion Reinforcements and then Convoke. Needs a target. Oh, I can Vial in to have a target. Seems like I want to grab the Excavator. Seems like I want to mill myself. They got 6 cards in their hand. Not feeling great. I do think this is kind of a tougher matchup. The creature deck won't have drawing creatures. I guess I'm less concerned with them drawing creatures and more concerned with getting combo their graveyard hated. They mill a halfling or a swamp that they can get with Dredger's Insight. They choose Delighted Halfling. Mariner does seem good in this particular matchup. That's true, yeah. I do think Mariner does have good amount of potential for sure. Okay, this might be better for us because like they could kill our stuff in response to the triggers anyways. So this is kind of interesting where we could go for like a mini Return to the Ranks this turn. And then next turn we could go for a bigger one. Do we have that luxury? I don't know. Seems like we probably are going to have to play that kind of game. A game where I'm just like trying to gain a lot of life this turn. Maybe they'll Besage you by Birthing Ritual also. Fun. I will go ahead and get the land so I can just return for an extra one this turn. I think that's more valuable still. I drew a Birthing Ritual. So do I want to Invasion Reinforcements first? If I do that, they could only kill one of my guys. Seems probably right. Then I could still return X equals 3. Oh no, I could only X equals 2, which would be for like 2 Ondu Clerics. Instead I could go X equals 3 right now and get back 2 Ondu Clerics and a South Pole Voyager, draw a card. Gristalt? Are y'all worried about Gristalt? I don't think I'm worried about Gristalt. I do think that they are going to... I do think that they're going to kill an Invasion Reinforcements in response, which is... How bad is that for me? It's pretty bad. You can X equals 3. I know I could X equals 3, but I can also X 3 if I Invasion Reinforcements, but not if they respond to the trigger, which I think that they will, so I'm doing this. Okay, good news. Now, do I want to mill them for 12? Milling them seems kind of good on this board. Although they can make me mill for less too. $33 cards. Is it 33? It's 4 times 3, but they can make it 9, just 9 total. Or just saying that they have 33 cards. All right, your turn. Yeah, Gristalt is not an issue, chat. Don't worry. I would love if they... That would be the mode I would most certainly hope that they choose on the Grist next turn. This is secretly Bant Mill. Yeah, maybe I should put Bill in the title. I don't know. So they rumble again. This time they do find an Agatha's Soul Cauldron. I think they have a Blister in the yard. Yeah, they do have a Blister in the yard. Only 18 cards in their deck, though. They go ahead and Cauldron. They mill another card. They play a Verdant Catacombs. Do they have a fetchable left? They do. What are they fetching for? Unclear. They go ahead and they put 1 minus counter on the Excavator. Excavator has 3 toughness. Now 2 toughness after the -1 counter. They've got 14 cards in their deck. Do we see the Endurance in the yard? I don't see an Endurance in the yard, chat. I repeat, there's no Endurance in the yard. More likely to be in the deck than in their hand still. Taking 2 damage. So I think it's pretty likely my opponent will try to respond to the Birthing Ritual trigger by sacking the Cub, targeting the Excavator, at which point we can cast the Invasion Reinforcements, at which case they'll Cauldron the Ballista. Okay, they just didn't, so that's good. So now, do we just win? I'm going to get another Excavator. I'm going to put 2 of these triggers on the stack. And I don't think I really have the option to not do this, but when this, they're going to kill the Excavator. Maybe they'll kill I don't know. I'm casting this. No, they don't. They don't Cauldron the Ballista, and they get decked exactly. Then there's the Endurance. They have 0 cards in their deck, chat. Deck's real. Dang, that was so sick. That was so sick. Again, I want to say that the whole idea of like the Halimar Excavator, Ondu Cleric stuff, like this comes from just a local brew in the DFW area in the hands of a guy named Justin from like 10 years ago. He would and like this was like the Bant Eldrazi. I think Birthing Pod was banned. It was like Bant Eldrazi, Burn, Jeskai Tahiri, en-Vec was like the metagame, Tron. And like they would he would always play Ally Bill. He had Hedron Crab in his deck, I remember, but Ally Bill was his brew, his baby. He played every event. And so and he top 8'd some of those events. He probably won 1 or 2. And he brought back decks lately. You could check in the Mox field, moxfield.com/user/aspiring spike. You'll see if you could brought back and see. The problem with Shapeshifter is when you like return everything, it doesn't get to copy anything. So I think it just isn't really possible. It would probably even be worse than Phantasmal Image and the I'm just gonna wait for this resolve to take the Hand Hider off. It'd be worse than Phantasmal Image and like the Quantum Riddler metagame. All right, so they exile a Writhing Chrysalis, a Devour, and a Talisman. Certainly interested in how this matchup will go. Are we hiding? When an opponent like takes like 2 minutes to make their mulligan decision, I tend to throw up the Hand Hider. They didn't Surveil into turn so that they could draw their card, the Devoured, into. They play a Temple after they fetch for a forest, and they rumble. They rumble over a Chrysalis, a Heath, a Devour, and a Commercial District. They take the Chrysalis. We're going to go ahead and tick that up. I think I'd be pretty upset if they got to kill my Halimar Excavator before I got to like mill anything. So I think I'm just going to play the Ritual first. But yeah, I did look at every modern legal ally when I was building this deck. There's the red one that gives itself haste and +1 for each time you trigger rally. I thought that could be a good win con. I was looking at a Settled Mariner. I was looking at we had Free Blade in our first draft, cut the Free Blades. most of the allies that cost more than 3 mana or more than 2 mana, I just didn't look too closely at because I knew the formula was going to be raise the past, return to the ranks. I did take a look, but more of a cursory scan on those, I guess. All right, just gonna graveyard any ally. Hello, any ally. And then let's go main phase. Excavator, respond to the trigger. Go ahead and Valley in the invasion reinforcements. Mill ourselves for 9. Invasion reinforcements, in a lot of ways, is like the key to this deck working. Just triggering everything twice and increasing the ally count is certainly just a really big deal. So does Earth Kingdom Lieutenants doesn't really protect from K return at all. Great Guide Divide is a little bit interesting, but we just have enough mana to do our stuff. I guess I'm gonna get the Great Guide Divide. It also doesn't die to K return, but it also means if they Stone Rain me, then I have enough mana to still cast Raise the Past. I think that's probably better than getting another invasion reinforcements here. It does look like Raise the Past is going to be a win next turn. Is it gonna be a no for this deck challenge this weekend? So the tournament tomorrow is the showcase challenge. I'm like pretty close to locked for Soul Trader on that one. I think that's what everybody wants to see me play too, or most people. Is there a spell that makes ally tokens side to the next spell? I think it's just invasion reinforcements. There might be another one that I'm forgetting. Could be, right? To chump here, it's probably not that different. Well, we'll just do the most mills possible, which is... I guess no, sorry, we want to target ourselves still. We could have stacked a little bit different for the excavator. Again, this is going to be way overkill. Raise the past. Allies are breaking modern. Uh-oh. Right, right. Alright, we could break Magic Online here. Hmm. 40 triggers in stack, it's a lot more than that. There's no less yes to all button. There's no automatically stack. If they're all different triggers, they can't stack automatically. Eventually, I think that enough gets peeled off the stack, it starts to click faster. Yeah, is the stack empty meme? It was like a cheating thing. Like angle shoot thing. Why did I do this? It's not the first time I've tried to get the most triggers and then remembered the client I'm playing on. When it's main deck Emrakul. If they had main deck Emrakul, we could take all... I actually don't know if they could gain enough life or deal enough damage to beat this many Ondu Cleric triggers. Who's in any rush here? Not me. Shout out the 50 months. Thank you. Welcome back. When there's a controversy about a mistrigger, the judge answered how to handle was have the players ask, is the stack empty? Very weird. Which is the only fair solution. Am I going to time out? Nah, we okay. Look, we only have this many more Ondu Cleric triggers to click through. I definitely had less airship triggers and aired out the match. So usually Magic Online struggles more with game objects than it does triggers on the stack. It's starting to go faster. No, that's my brain playing tricks on me. Opponent could concede, although I kind of made my bed and we kind of have to lay in it here. Yeah, we really do need a button that stacks all the triggers. Like, there's a button that does say stack all triggers, but it doesn't work if you have multiple triggers of different sources. What is worse, this online and paper? Depends. We're about halfway through the Ondu Cleric triggers. Can we put the non-Ondu triggers and then click stack all? No, because we also underneath all... We might time out. Because underneath all of these Ondu Cleric triggers, there are Halimar Excavator triggers and also this guy's triggers. I actually think we... You know, I didn't think we were going to time out. I don't know that we can click through here. Can I type, I'm going to mill you out? Gonna mill you out. But maybe they're just gonna... make me click. Yeah, I literally just can't. I can't do anything. My opponent says, "Oh, okay." They're not gonna concede. Fair play. Wait, maybe they can't concede. No, they can concede. I did this to myself, you know it. We didn't need to get this many triggers. Restart client. I think there's almost no way that helps. We might need to Hail Mary and do it. They get like 500 triggers? Somewhere in that range, yeah. You're guaranteed to lose to... Yeah, I might just have to concede, honestly. I think we have like no chance almost to click through this. We're almost there. We're almost like... We're not even like almost through the Ondu Cleric triggers. It's like... Let's see if restarting the client helps, but yeah, I think we might just need to concede. Yeah, I'm gonna see if this works. I do think we just need to concede, which sucks that we're just limited by the technology of our time here. Still muted, really? It shows that I have the audio here. Maybe it'll come back because again, I still have this tape here. I'm really muted still. We're back. Okay, weird. It seems to leave and come back by itself. Once I get the new mic stand, it'll be easier to reset. I don't know why it's like this. It's very weird. It started happening ever since I added the new noise filter, but it doesn't. I don't know if it's necessarily correlated. All right, keep it this on the play. Protect me, Earth Kingdom protectors. Oh, 3 toughness creatures, not super soft decay return, thankfully. Seems like maybe I want to go South Pole Voyager into Great Guide Divide plus Excavator. It seems like the extra cards probably relevant more now than the extra mills. More cards also will be more mills as we go. I've won any games without milling. Yeah, we've just attacked some. They rumble, they mill over, they get a cage. That card's really good against our deck in general, very bad against our hand, thankfully. Also, an Ice Till, Ugin, and Forest. They do choose Ugin. A little bit scary. So right now they have 3/4 mana, so they can't Ugin next turn unless this is a Utopia Sprawl. Okay, they do have another cage. So I guess we'll be bringing in Prismatic Endings. Do you think we're going to go for the Excavator next instead of trying to get more mana? And just doing some all-natural mills. Best roll will just be another Excavator. We would get to go like mill for 5, then mill for... just mills for so much. It's Shock and a Stomping Ground. So Michael Spawn probably. Next turn we have 6 mana, can cast all the cards in our hand, even if we get land destruction here. We get another temple. We go ahead and surveil with archive. Definitely want to keep that on top. Maybe the second best possible. So we go Earth King's Lieutenant. Triggers on the stack. Respond to the triggers. Invasion reinforcements. Respond to these triggers with another invasion reinforcements. Because again, we just care about having the most allies in play for the Halimar Excavator triggers, and then we're gonna have the same number of allies in play for all of these triggers. I guess one of them will have one less. All right, now they have no cards in their deck. Okay, so let's bring in the Prismatic Endings since they have multiple Grafdigger's Cages, and let's cut all the Ondu Clerics, I think, and then click submit. So we've won 2 games so far this match. We're going to game 3. If you missed it somehow, we were going to gain like 30,000 life, bill for 30,000, but Magic Online couldn't handle it. We had to concede for the chance of actually getting the match win. I think you need to flash in response to the first enforcement's resolving. No, because you have to put the triggers on the stack when the first enforcement's resolves. You can't not put it on the stack, right? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. I think this hand's got enough. I like having the ending. I don't like having the second Aether Vial, but I do like the Voyager being able to dig us for stuff. Turn 1 Talisman is always a very scary start. It's an interesting draw. The reinforcements ally trigger resolving. Okay, I think that does work, actually, yeah. 4 cards in their hand. There's turn 2. Maybe K command up. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Prismatic Ending. It's possible they don't have another colored source. It's possible, if that's the case, that this gets them a lot. It's also possible they have turn 2 K command X equals 3 on the play. 3 on the bottom. I guess that's something. Not feeling great about our spot. This is on me for the greed in game 1. Playing it out. Down to 12. They have 4 cards in their hand. We did get 3 on the play game 2, would have been on draw. I mean, things would have been different, yeah. I think we probably still would have won that game. Last game, though. We were so ahead. DK command is the most powerful card in the format. It's like top 5. Okay, they put an Emrakul into their hand there. I guess I regret not having the Ondu Clerics in the deck still. So we get punished for violating the Protectors, although I wanted to play it because of the guide. I guess I'll concede this game. So we would have won game 1. We did win game 2. C'est la vie. On me for not playing around Magic Online. How good is the deck meter? Okay, definitely want to play more of this matchup. So far, we've been doing pretty good against these decks, which is obviously huge for this kind of strategy to exist. Let's get Ritualin. Yeah, I guess I'll go for Ondu Cleric first. Just gonna be blocking anyways. They flip over a Birthing Ritual. It's actually kind of interesting. Birthing Ritual is pretty good in Boros usually. They might want to play it. Did you explain? I thought you said I'm going to mill ya. I certainly don't know how that... My opponent certainly knew what was going on, yes. I feel like my opponent understood there. Okay, not too scared of bombardments. It feels so good to be playing a deck like this and not care much about bombardment. Interesting. I guess, yeah, let's go... I'm going to play Protectors. I'm going to play an Aether Vial. And I'm going to wait on vialing in a 2-drop because if I find the Water Tribe Scout, then I can use the Aether Vial to get a card off of it. And that's the main thing I want to get. They also might sack Ragavan to deny the Birthing Ritual trigger, in which case I could just get something else. Oh, sorry. South Pole Voyager. I could not remember the name of this card. Okay, then in response to this trigger, I'm going to go ahead and mill myself for 4 total? Oh, sorry, 2 total. Draw a card, another Birthing Ritual. Three cards in their hand. One of them is a Guide of Souls. They have 2 energy in the pool from the discharge, so maybe going to be jumping. They've got another Johnny also, which is kind of scary. We've been beating this stuff, though. We just need it to be... Although this is maybe not a spot where we could beat it, honestly. The game didn't exactly crash, but we had literally hundreds of triggers, and we weren't able to put them all on the stack in time. I think this might be enough to beat us. Like, we would have timed out before we could put them all on the stack. At first, I thought it wouldn't be the case, but it took us, like, 8 minutes to get through, like, 2/3 of our Ondu Cleric triggers, and we still had Halimar Excavator triggers, Earth Kingdom Lieutenant triggers, other triggers, too. It was just too much. And one big problem is that we're not... I guess we could return to the ranks X equals 1 if we draw it. We were not even in a good spot if we do top deck the return. We do top deck it. We probably have to play it here, right? Oh, no, I don't have double white. Ah... Auto yes doesn't matter if you need to put your stack. Yeah, exactly. All right, so I'm gonna get the invasion reinforcements here, and then there's a chance my opponent just leaves me with one of these things in play, not knowing about the return to the ranks potentially. You had double white because of guide. My guide is green. Guide doesn't have haste. Mad about the 15 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Oh, the breeding pool taps for white with the guide ability. Okay, sorry, I forgot the guide lets you tap breeding pool for white. Okay, sorry about that. They hit invasion reinforcements, which is the best card for them to hit because it's 2 things for bombardment, and also would have been the best for me for the return to the ranks. I do think we got underneath this a little too fast this game. Probably cooked. We did draw another invasion reinforcements. Let's see if they kill these in response to the trigger with my invasion reinforcements. You're no longer an ally. Okay, so we do get to X equals 2. South Pole Voyager and Ondu Cleric, I guess. Ghostly Prison continues to look excellent for slotty decks. Ghostly Prison, I feel like it's one of these kind of cope cards. Maybe that's not the word I want to use, but it's a card that people have brought up a lot post MH3. And it's like one of these cards that people bring up a lot, and I never really see in action. That doesn't mean it's necessarily particularly good or particularly bad, but it isn't a card I see people actually trying. It's a card I see people talking a lot about, and maybe it's good enough, but I personally have not ever tried it. That people just mean no. A lot of people. I mean, maybe it's just you over the last year every single time, but I just would love to see some actual like results with it instead of like just it being always this card you kind of think about. You know, I just want to know if people are playing it and if they're liking it. Okay, so I guess we'll sack the old South Pole Voyager for this new South Pole Voyager. We might actually be able to get there. If we draw a 2-drop off the new Voyager trigger, we get to draw another card too, get to gain a lot of life. Wow, we draw an Ondu Cleric. This is are we ahead? Are we ahead in this game? We're getting 6 more life up to 27 all of a sudden. Wait, so how's this just good? Yeah, the deck has been good today. I know this is like shocking. We should be 3-0 this league if you know if I had realized Magic Online was going to crash. The last league the deck looked good too. You know, this game we're getting kind of lucky, but this matchup hasn't seemed particularly bad anyways. Can we pretend Ralliers and these Birthing Ritual piles to check up and see when you're good enough? I mean, so no, because the thing is, Rallier is always good if you have Birthing Ritual, and it's like kind of underwhelming otherwise. So I need to know what card it's better than in the deck, but like, you don't need to check. It's always like the best thing to get off Birthing Ritual, but it's just kind of mediocre otherwise. It's also not not an ally, although it brings an ally back, ally adjacent. Is the other one's not an ally, right? The other Renegade Rallier that doesn't bring back Birthing Ritual or lands. Extraction Specialist is not an ally. Ragavan flips over a Windswept Heath. They could have sacked 2 of their creatures to escape the Flage. That might have been correct. Maybe I should have vialed in the Cleric first. I do think we're going to get another look at a return card here. No 1-drop to get for the Birthing Ritual. We get a Surveil also. I only have 1 Raise the Pass left in my main deck though. They are going after my tokens to stop return to the ranks, so good play. Probably gonna lose this one. Hit down to 9. They have 4 plus 2. Yeah, they keep not casting the Flage. Big money. Right, one more chance. I think return to the ranks probably buys us another turn. Maybe it doesn't. Right. Well. All right, let's go to game 2. All right, gonna bring in the Purge, gonna bring in the endings. I think I would want to try the extra raise the pass. Maybe I shouldn't. Let's see. I want to be cutting the like 2 guide divides. Maybe cut a birthing ritual too. The birthing rituals are kind of bad that game actually. Like finding specific stuff maybe matters less in this matchup. Let's trade this. I think I'm not saying Prison's a good card. It's often a card that is good in strategies you'd play. Some of the decks you brew are fast enough. Yeah, maybe I didn't represent my thought very well here either. Good mulligan the one-lander. But I'm just saying, like, Ghostly Prison might be a good card. It might be a bad card. It's not a card we tried. Maybe it's a card we should try. But, one-landers. It's not even a keepable one-lander. All right, come on, bold to 4. But it's like this is a card that is good in theory and is not a card that I think we've seen in practice. And it's the kind of card that like is that I see a lot of people kind of theory craft about, not a card that I see in play very often. So it could be good, and I encourage you all to try it if you think it's good. But it's just not. I'm just saying I don't know because I've never seen it in action, and I don't think we know enough about the theory. Think I can manage the mold of 6 of the fountain? Maybe. I've got a lot of better 5s. Ugh. Might be the end of the road, y'all. I think it's also the kind of thing where you keep an eye out for ghostly prison effects. Maybe it's not good when something else catches your eye. Like that Archon that sees played vintage. Yeah, maybe. And again, it could just be worth trying, but Boros also plays Thraben Charm. I'm just not really convinced that it's like good against Boros. Like they have a Johnny Bombardment too. They can just attack with like their Ragavan, their guide. They can make, so I don't know. And that's just my only point I'm trying to make. I don't know. Well, been a good ride. The ally deck definitely. All right, so we have to play the Voyager first. Okay, they don't have Discharge, or if they do have Discharge, they're messing up. All right, we'll play it out, but definitely performed a lot better than I expected. They graveyard an arena after some thought, so their hands should be pretty juicy. Although if it is just all creatures and none of them are red, might be able to get there. Draw South Pole Voyager, hopefully can get us out of this. Best draw might be another copy of South Pole Voyager. I guess it still is, or a Return to the Ranks. Plus on the cats. Sending in with everything, putting me down to 11. Maybe if I draw Return to the Ranks, we could keep playing possibly, but we're probably... Yeah, done. All right, fun stream. I'm probably going to be back live tomorrow for the Showcase Challenge. I've been feeling kind of sick all day, so if I feel worse, I probably won't stream tomorrow, but I'm planning on it. I know there's also the European RC happening. But I'll be playing the. I think I'll be playing the Showcase just off stream if I'm feeling kind of sick. So, thank you for tuning in. Allies definitely performing a lot better than I expected them to. I would be open to playing the deck again, maybe with some other changes. Had a lot of really sweet turns. Should have won this match with Magic Online limitations. The deck seems legit, like a real deck. So certainly like an awesome one to bring the effort in and maybe keep working on. Sideboard could, I'm sure, make a lot of changes. Not sure about Rally the Past versus the Ancestors, like all the different return 2 drops. There might be something we're missing too. Don't know. But